I think we found a water moccasin. We'll get out. That's definitely looks like a water moccasin. See him? I don't know if you can see him or not. It looks like one. I'm not sure. He looks like one. I don't know for sure, but he looks kind of big around enough to be one. And he definitely has the coloration. Though his head is not huge. I saw he was sitting on that stump right there. Yeah, that's a water moccasin. He's got a big old fat head on him. There he goes. Well, that was cool. I was tracking back here just to see how far this road went, and there went that snake. Just happened to see him move. I was looking for him in these ditches, and he happened to run. He happened to move, and I just happened to see him. So that was cool. I was trying to see if he'd open his mouth. I got this. I didn't get that close to him. I've got the selfie stick tripod thing. I stuck that over there next to him, so I was a good 6 feet from him, 6-8 feet from him when I stuck the GoPro down there, so I don't think I was that close to him. So I ain't that stupid, but that was cool. Never know what you're gonna run into in these swamps. So the yellow flies in here are horrendous, dude. Every time I get out, it's like being chased by a pack of wild dogs that can fly, rabid dogs. They are rough, but yeah, we're gonna try to make our way down through here. I don't know how far exactly they want me to go, but oh, the flies are already all over me. So let's keep going. Was that snake trying to get me? Yeah? Yeah? Was he trying to get me?
Yeah.
Say no, snake! No, snake! No! 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 Say no, snake! He's trying to get me. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah? You say bye?
Bye.
Bye. So tell the camera. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Alright guys, back over here at the hunting property job, and was walking down here this morning to get the Kubota, get it warmed up, bring it back to the hill, and I stumbled across this guy. That is an alligator snapping turtle. Not the biggest one I've ever seen, but he's decent. I'm gonna extend my little pole here. We'll get a close-up look at him. Hopefully he doesn't bite my GoPro. See if we can get him to open. Come on. Open. No, no open. I was hoping he would open. What's up, dude? Where you going? I think he's lost an eye. Looks like he's lost an eye. Yeah. Or something. Oh. That's crazy. What if he got into a fight with something? Never know what you're gonna run into around here. That's the second turtle I've seen this morning. I saw another one crossing the road driving down here, so. All right, go on, little dude. Ain't gonna bother you. The water's back that way if you want the water. I ain't about to pick him up, dude. No, man, those things bite you. Oh, take your finger off. All right, so we're back out on this hunting property, and I've been calling all the Kubota dealers this morning in the North and South Carolina, looking to try to get a ditching bucket, a smooth edge ditching bucket, because I've got to regrade this ditch. They want me to regrade this ditch. and all I have is a bucket with teeth. That's not the best thing for that. And they want me to regrade it. They want me to clean out the ditches up there at the road too, and then they want me to regrade this ditch from that corner back that way because it's not graded correctly. The water, they're trying to get the water coming off the road. There's a culvert pipe that goes under the road. This ditch is graded to drain all the water back this way, but it all drains to this hole right here. And then, but the ditch was not graded correctly going back to that hole back there. So they want to take it all. They want this dug from that corner to make that drain back that way towards the little pump house down there. And there's another turtle in the mud down there. He's probably trying to stay cool. Look at all the tadpoles in the water down there. So this is all drying up. All the little tadpoles and fish that were in here are all consolidating. And then I think this is eventually just going to completely dry out because we're not supposed to have any rain. There's no real significant chance of rain until like Saturday. And that's only like a 50% chance of thunderstorms. So it's going to get dry in here, which would make it easier for me to dig it out. But we got to do that. So let's get this thing fired up and get it over there to the other side. And I'll grease it. I need to sharpen the teeth, and I'll show you what we got to do right over there. Okay guys, so here's the project at hand here, and man, you can see the flies. They are just everywhere. Oh my gosh. So we're gonna cut this ditch on both sides. There's a ditch on both sides. We're gonna cut all of this back. Anything and everything we can cut, they want cut. Anything that's too big that we can't cut, as far as the trees go, if there's any overhanging limbs, if we can, whatever we can reach on the bigger trees that we're not going to mulch down, we need to get rid of. The problem in here is this stuff. They built this road and they put asphalt, chunks of asphalt in here, and I'm going to have to do my level best to try to avoid as much of that as possible. And it's kind of chunked in all over the place, so I'm going to try to keep the mulcher off the ground where possible. This stuff's hidden. It's hidden all in here. It's impossible to see and to find. There's a whole bunch of it right there. So I'm gonna try to not cut any of this grass stuff. I'm just gonna concentrate on the trees. And if I need to come back here and trim that with the MTL, with the rotary cutter, that would be a lot better, because I can beat those blades up. It's no big deal, because the teeth on the mulcher are expensive. And I cut this ditch down here as well, going up to that tree stand, and I got the mulcher into some of those rocks, and let's just say rocks and mulching teeth don't agree with each other when they're not carbides, and mine are not. So I'll show you kind of what they did. What they did didn't break any of them, didn't chunk any of them, but what they did is it rounded off the top edge here. So when these teeth come around to bite, instead of having an edge like this, the edge is like this, and the teeth aren't grabbing like they were before. Now they're sharp. I sharpened them, and there's a good razor edge there, and you can kind of see from the bottom. But that edge is tilted down, and so the angle is wrong. So when this comes across this rake or any material, instead of this tooth sticking out like this, it's angled down, and it's not biting. They're not biting like they should, but they're still cutting. They'll cut, but they definitely lost some bite until I can wear those back past that where they're rounded. So it'll work, but I'm gonna have to stay out of the rock as best I can. And changing those teeth over to carbides is not an option, because one, it would cost too much, and two, the carbides just don't eat like those chisel teeth do. You lose a lot of production. It would take me forever to come in here and chew all this stuff down with carbide teeth on that thing. It just doesn't have the power and the ability to process the material like those chisel teeth do. So, but yeah, this is a pretty good run. We're gonna go pretty much all the way down there. It's a good ways, so I'm not walking all the way down there, but you guys get the idea. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna work this side first, and then we'll work this side coming back, and we'll see how it goes. So let's go. All right, guys, minor snafu that may or may not end my day. I'm not sure yet, but what had happened was this line on this side, and you can see how these lines stick out. That's just the way they have to be routed. They couldn't really be routed any other way. The guys over at Richardson Service tried it several ways, and this is the only way it could be done. So kind of have to take the inherent risk that these are going to get snagged. So this got snagged on a branch when I was trimming a tree, and it didn't break the line. What it did was, and I'll show you, see how this, so you got a piece of pipe here that threads into this, and then comes down, threads onto here is where your quick connect is. This piece of pipe broke off inside there. I'll show you right here. Put that in my pocket. So that's supposed to look like, well, that, it's hot. I think it's burning up, but that's supposed to look like that, and that thread there, it just broke that thing off right there. So I got to find another one of these and this pipe. So I'm going to run to Kubota. I also need some more hydraulic fluid. I've got enough, I believe. I jumped out really quick and was able to turn the knobs and get the flow diverted back to the thumb so it wouldn't pump everything out, which is really nice. If any of these lines pop or break below this diverter valve here, you can, you know, get out and shut these off and switch the flow back over to the other side, and it'll keep all the fluid from the hydraulic oil from coming out. So I just limped it back up here to the hill. I've got about 1.5 gallons of fluid, I think, of hydraulic oil. So I've probably got enough, but I probably need to go ahead and replenish it. I always try to walk around with, or having the truck around 1 gallon or 2 of hydraulic oil for this and the skid steer, just in case. So I'll go and buy another 2 gallons and we'll fill this thing back up. And I'm gonna run to Kubota and see if I got that part. If they don't, if I have to order it, it's not the end of the world as far as the machine goes. I'm going to Burgaw tomorrow to pick up a 36-inch ditching bucket so we can do the ditching work on the other side. So even if I don't get this part, the flow will be diverted back over to the thumb side. I'll just disconnect the mulcher, no big deal. We'll hook up the bucket and we can do our ditching work, and we'll still have the function of the thumb and everything. So we'll, if we need it, so we'll be good. So let's run to Kubota and see what we got, and see what it do. So this might end my day, it might not, we'll see. Okay guys, so good news, bad news. Got the excavator fixed, got everything put in right here, got a new pipe, new fitting. Luckily they had this fitting, and Kubota had that, and they were like, man, I can't believe we had that. And got all that hooked up. I didn't film it, it was not a big deal, just to put some Teflon on that stuff and screw everything back together. They could not, on the old one, they could not get this pipe, this piece of pipe separated from the old quick connect head, so I had to go to the hydraulic shop and buy a whole new quick connect head. And I even checked with them, they said they had this part too, so if I ever run into it again, if Kubota doesn't have it, I can get it at the hydraulic shop. So I had to buy that, and that. So got all that fixed. The bad news is I picked up 3 gallons of oil, of hydraulic oil, when I was there. I had about 1.3 gallons with me, and I put that whole 1.3 gallons in there, and then I put the whole other 3 gallons, so like 4.3 gallons in the reservoir, and it's still about 1 gallon short. So I'm not going to run it on low hydraulic fluid. I just tracked it over here and it's fine. I tracked it up all the way back to the hill, and I guess it was at least 4 or 5 gallons low, and it was fine. I didn't run it. I had it on low throttle. I had the throttle turned all the way down, so it didn't seem to hurt it. And but I am gonna have to go pick up another. I'll probably just buy another 3 gallon box, but I did not think I was that low. I thought 3 gallons would do it, but I put the 2nd gallon in there and I was like, oh geez, you know. So I guess I just ran, I guess that thing gushed out. Well, you got to think too, this thing is, I had the thing running wide open, and that's running 20 gallons a minute. So, you know, at 20 gallons a minute, you know, the 10 seconds that it was running before I got it out, you know, that'd have been about, you know, 5 gallons or so that could have come out of there for sure. So I guess that makes sense. because this is the line here. It's a big old fat 3/4 inch line, and it's moving a lot of oil. You know, 20 gallons a minute at, you know, with 47 or 48 horsepower behind it. So it took me about 10 seconds. I mean, I shut the throttle down immediately, but it took me I didn't cut the machine off. It took me about 10 seconds to get out and get over here safely and turn the valves to shut the hydraulic flow off. Because man, when it went, dude, I saw it. It was like, it went, dude. It was like oil just gushed everywhere. So all right, so no big deal. I'm gonna be back over here tomorrow. Like I said before, I'm going to Burgaw, North Carolina, right outside Wilmington, to pick up a 36-inch ditching bucket, so we can do that ditching work over there. There's the back side of one of the impounds right there. So I got that ditching work to do tomorrow, so we'll finish up these ditches tomorrow as well. The grading shouldn't take but a couple hours to do, and then we'll get over here and finish. I'll probably finish mulching that, and then we'll go do the digging, so I don't have to swap back and forth. So all right, not a horrible day into today, but at least I got the thing fixed, so good news there. All right, well, at least I'm getting out of here at a decent hour. It's like 4:30. It was about quitting time anyway, but I probably, even if I had the machine, I wouldn't have been able to finish everything back there anyway. I probably only would have worked like another hour and a half, so just so I can get home in a decent hour. So we'll be here tomorrow. I'll check you guys later. All right, guys, back on day 2. I had to run and get a ditching bucket this morning really quick, and I got this thing, got some fuel put in it, needed 2 more gallons, right at exactly 2 more gallons of hydraulic oil to get it back where it needed to be. And I'm just letting it warm up for a second, then we're going to track back down this road and finish this ditch, and probably take 2-3 hours, and then I'm going to swap out, and we'll swap the mulcher out for the ditching bucket, and I'll probably start a separate video with that, working on the ditches. So we'll see where we get with that today. All right, guys, here's the logging road. Look, this is why I didn't walk down here. I drove my truck. Look at the swarm of yellow flies around my truck. I call them yellow flies. A lot of people call them deer flies. Same thing. But man, and they're the same amount as over there on the other side view mirror too. Probably 24 of them. Man, they are vicious. If you have never walked through the swamps of the low country in deer fly season, I would not wish that on anybody. But all right, so basically we kind of started right about here, and we just kind of went all the way down this ditch. You guys can see on both sides. I'm not getting out of this truck though. But when I was moving the GoPro around the time lapses, I would get out and I was running from these things. I mean, you can just look at the swarm of them around that side mirror, because they think that's an ear. They think that's like this is like an animal and that's like the ear. They go after, a lot of times they go after the ears or the head or something like that. Some of them go after the legs and stuff too, but man, look at them. Vicious. Then they are tenacious. They do not stop until they get what they want or you go away from them. So, but all this is done. Looks really good. Yeah, I was not about to walk down here through the yellow cloud here. But yeah, all this looks really good. I'm not going to go past that culvert pipe there, but it's pretty much where we stopped right here. So yeah, it all looks good. So very, very nice. So I hope that's a good enough before and after for you guys, because I'm not getting out into that. All right, so we'll be back out here tomorrow to finish those ditches. I will check you guys later.